In our part 2 video, we are going to configure our SMS and gateway. So first of all, we have to on our switches and on our SMS and gateway. So click on. In branch to gateway, we are going to for basic configuration later on our lab. But first of all, we have to only use our SMS and gateway for our main office. This is our main office. For this is our branch office gateway. So we are going to use this network in later class. So double click on your SMS, open, and your gateway is starting SMS. So open your gateway also. We have to configure basic, like I'm going to assign IP on our gateway and SMS. This is our gateway and this is our SMS. Wait for few minutes. It is starting. I'm going to increase the font size for all of you. So for font size, we have to go appearance, change, and I'm going to use this font and apply. So this is our SMS. So I'm going to use user by default admin and the password is king@321 capital K. So first of all, we have to give the name SMS. Set first name. I'm giving this name CP SMS. Enter. Now we have to configure IP address on Ethernet 0. This is IP on SMS. Set interface port is Ethernet 0. We are assigning IPv4 address. The IP is 192.168.100.100 and the mask length we are using is 24 and the save the config. After anything we are doing, we have to save the config. Now our SMS is configured. Now we have to check its access through our PC. So we have to use https:// and the SMS IP 100.100 and here go to advanced continue. So our SMS is accessible. So first we have to configure our SMS, then we are going to configure our gateway. Admin password king@321. So we have to configure basic things like gateway, which is this firewall it at like, so we have to configure only for security management. So tick only one option for security management. After then we have to configure our gateway. So it's taking few minutes. Select next. We are set up next. And what is the default gateway for SMS? For default gateway, so our SMS is directly connected to our Ethernet port of gateway. So what Ethernet 0 port IP is 100 or 200. For SMS, this is our gateway. So give this IP on gateway. So I'm going to give the IP is 192.168.100.200. So for SMS, this is gateway. Now we don't have to configure anything. and we have to give DNS. So DNS is 192.168.1.1, and we are going to use secondary DNS for Google and tertiary DNS for using Cloudflare. Time zone is okay. Click next. We are only using this is a security management, not is a security gateway. So click only security management. Next, 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 and untick this option and finish and select yes. So your SMS is ready for installation. Now we have to configure our gateway. So I'm going to access our gateway. So first of all, we have to assign IP on our Ethernet port 0 on gateway. So I'm going to access our gateway. So the username by default admin and the password same king@321 capital K. Now we are going to give the host name. So our SMA is CP gateway. I'm going to give set host name CP gateway 1. So this is our first gateway for main office. So I'm giving this 1. Now we have to assign IP set interface ETH 0 IPv4 hyphen address, and we are going to use 192.168.100.200 and mask length 24. Check the IP. This is the IP, our Ethernet port 0. Press enter. So we have to configure few or more adapters in here. So for Ethernet 1, I'm going to give this IP. For Ethernet 2, I'm going to give this IP. So press upper arrow button and mask length is should be same. I'm going to remove this is 1.200 port number is Ethernet 1. So we have to change the also port number. I'm going to change this port number is Ethernet 1. Press enter. In your case, your IP should be different. You cannot use everyone same IP address, this IP. So we have to use different. So in your case, you have to think about this. In my case, I'm using directly this IP. Now we have to assign on Ethernet to this IP. So press upper arrow key, mask length should be same. Now I have to use this IP 10.10.10 and port number is Ethernet 2. This is our Ethernet port 2 and press enter. Now we have to save the configuration. So type save config and our configuration is saved. Now we have to access to our web browser. So type https forward slash 192.168.100.200 and here our gateway is accessible through web console. Our gateway is ready with the user admin and the password in @321. Wait for a few seconds. So our gateway is ready for installation. Click next, click next. For what is our gateway? For default gateway for our gateway. So default gateway by my basically my gateway is connected to internet or my home router. So for my home router for gateway IP is 192.168.1.1. So you should all use same network IP for your home router IP. So I'm going to give 192.168.1.1. Now click next and give the DNS. By default, our home DNS is 192.168.1.1, our router IP, and we are using Google DNS and Cloudflare DNS for tertiary. Click next. Time zone is okay. Click next. Click next. So this is our gateway. Notice the security menu. So untick this option. Click next. And this is activation key. You should remember your activation key because we have to use to add our firewall into our SMS with this key. So I'm giving the password is admin @ 321. Uh, admin @ 321. Next, untick this option. Finish. So your gateway also ready. So both are installation steps. Now we have to configure this PC. So we have to configure this pieces. Right click, go to edit. So what we are going to use IP. So we are using static IP. This is our static IP for PC1. So give this IP 10.10.10.10/24. We have to give prefix also. What is default route? So default route is basically our LAN network gateway IP. So this is our gateway LAN network gateway IP. So I'm going to use 10.10.10.200 and the DNS. We have to give DNS 1.1, comma. The other DNS is 8.8, comma. The third DNS is 1.1.1. Now save the configuration. So IP is assigned. We have to assign same IP in this PC too. Edit. Now give the IP. This is basically PC2, so I have to change the name also. Now IP is 10.10.2, 10.10.10.20 and /24, 24. This is our prefix and the gateway is default router IP. So this is our gateway 10.10.200. So we have to give this IP 10.10.200 and the DNS. You all know what is DNS we are using 192.161, comma 8.8.8, comma 1.1.1.1. Now we have to save. So this configuration also saved. Now we have to give the IP on this PC also. So we have to edit. This is PC3 and we have to use we are going to use this IP 172.16.10.10/24 and the gateway is this IP 172.16.10.201. I'm going to give this IP as a gateway 201 because the for our PC the gateway is our this firewall on Ethernet port 0 and the DNS should be same 192.168.1 8.8.8.1, comma 1.1.1.1. Now we have to save this configuration. So check our installation our remaining. Now we have to configure our third gateway. So for configuration, we have to power on this switch. We have to power on this route gateway also, and we have to power on this Docker. So I'm power on this Docker also. Here, this is still happening. So we have configuring this our gateway. So I'm going to double press open and wait for this running. So I'm going to increase the font size. So for Ethernet 1, we are going to use this IP. For Ethernet 0, we are going to use this IP. And we are going to access from this PC. So we have to open this Docker and access our branch office gateway. Before this, these are still installing. So I'm going to access our branch office gate. Now, the user is admin and by default password is king@321. Now, change the name for our gateway. Set host name. The host name is CP gateway. This is our gateway number 2. And now we have to assign IP. First, we are going to IP assign on Ethernet 0. Then we are going to assign IP on Ethernet 1. Set interface. Interface port name is Ethernet 0. The IP is 172.16.10.201. Uh, we have this here. We have to type IPv4 hyphen address. Then IP. Then we have to configure mask length. Mask length we are using 24. Enter. Now we have to assign IP on Ethernet 1. So upper address, upper arrow key, change this IP 192.168.1.201 and the adapter is our Ethernet 1. So this is adapter Ethernet 1. Press OK and the save the configuration save using config command. Enter. Now our gateway ready for branch office and we are going to access to our Docker. Double click the Docker and keep open this file. Connect. So our Docker is ready. Press OK. I'm using this screen. So this is our Docker. Docker is access to RDP. Now we have to access our gateway from here. Type https colon forward slash IP is 172.16.10.201. Press enter. Advance. Proceed. Same. Username is admin and password king@321. We have to wait few more seconds. It's taking time. Now click next. Click next. So what is default gateway for our branch office gateway? So default gateway is same because we are connected same network for using our home router IP. So my home router IP is 192.168.1.1. For my branch office gateway is same. So I'm going to use 192.168.1.1. Select next option. Click next. Give the primary DNS. Primary DNS same 192.168.1.1. Secondary DNS is 8.8 and the tertiary DNS for Cloudflare 1.1.1. Next, same next and go back. This is not our time zone. I'm going to give, this is not our default time zone. Our default time zone is Kolkata. So I'm going to select this option. Next, and then next. And this is our gateway, not is our management. Select next option. Next option, use activation key for adding our second gateway in SMS. So we have to configure activation keys. I'm going to use same admin at the rate 321 like our first gateway. You can use different, but for password remember I am using same. Next, untick this option, finish, yes, and our gateway start installation. So guys, this is our basic configuration we have to do. After the basic configuration, I'm going to show you